back, Crusader, and welcome to today's video. And this is going to be the first video in my newest rat highlight series. And today's video is going to be rat highlight Reagan. Now, Reagan is my past rat, although I'd like to hear her story. So I hope you enjoy the video, and I'll see you there. Now, I got Reagan as my first rat in 2016, around April, and she was from a feeder bin. Her mother had had babies with 4 males, including her. She was the only female. And when we got to the pet store, we decided that we wanted to pick Reagan because she was the only one left other than the other 2 males, while 2 of the other males were already fed to other animals, and the mother was there. So basically, we had only one choice but to pick little Reagan. And then we brought her home, and she was very, very scared at first, but she warmed up to her tiny little bird cage quick, and I really enjoyed hanging out with Reagan those first few days, and she was pretty shy, but she kept straight with it, and it looked like she didn't care if she had a buddy. So I just thought that's kind of incredible, because usually Reagan was kind of depressed later in life, but she wasn't this time. Like, as a baby, like, she was completely fine, I guess because she was with males and things, but I really don't know why. So, Reagan had a very friendly personality, and she would come over to me once in a while and be a little cuddly, like a normal rat would, but she would also be a little disappointed, because I never took her out a lot. That's the first reason. And number 2, she didn't have a buddy, so she kind of became a little depressed as she went on in life. And I just felt really bad for her. And I tried spending as much time as I could with her, but she just never wanted to play. And I was just really disappointed about that. And I wasn't sure she was ever going to be able to be the perfect first rat for me. And at this time, it was my single rat. So I made a very bad choice back then. So I hope I make better choices now with my rats. And I just think that Reagan really needed a buddy. Like, she didn't even want to do tricks. Like, I tried teaching her to come. She didn't even want to come. And I just did everything. She just wouldn't do anything. Well, then about a year passed by, and I finally decided I wanted another rat. So I got Riley, which I got her at 3 weeks old, and she was super tiny. And introductions, not so well between those 2 rats, so it kind of got a little messy. Reagan ended up biting poor little Riley in the nose and kind of gave her a little tiny scar on her nose. I'm sure it's not noticeable now because it's been so long ago since that happened, but Reagan was pretty fierce toward Riley, and we had to wait weeks before we were able to put them in the same cage because Riley was too young to defend herself, and Reagan was being a little too on the aggressive side for Riley to handle. But she was fine with Riley the rest of her life, and I was really happy about that because I thought that Reagan would never get along because she was already depressed from being alone, and I was just really happy when I saw her interacting with Riley in my old playpen and everything like that in the cage, sleeping together. I was just really, really happy. Then after that, really, like, Reagan, she would play with Riley all the time, and she looked better. But then as months passed, I started noticing she looked worse than she normally does. And she started looking a little sick, and she started looking dizzy. She started getting a lot of porphyrin. She started walking a little funny. And I knew that she was, I guess, getting old for a feeder rat. She was about a year old. I think less than that at the time. I'm not very sure. I'll have to check back. And so basically, I just can't believe that Reagan got sick so quickly. And yes, she went downhill very quickly. Months passed, and I kept giving her Ensure Plus, which helped a little. It helped her live a little longer, but she couldn't quite stand it. And then at least it was around February or March when I noticed that she was getting so sick that to the point where when I woke up, I found her on the cage floor, walking and flopping around on the floor of the cage. And I was just totally freaked out, and I couldn't believe what I was seeing, and I knew that she was going to pass away that day. And sadly, in the afternoon, she passed away in her sleep. She just started sleeping, and yeah, she basically just passed away in her sleep. And I buried her under a rock I called the Ratty Rock. That's where I'm planning to bury all my rats. And it has a stone saying Reagan on it. And I actually found her grave now when I was outside. So that's a little bit about Reagan and about her death in the past. And she was one of my heart rats, along with Riley and Esther, because she was my first rat. And so I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I thought this video would be nice for you guys to get to know my past rats and what my first rat was like. And I didn't treat Reagan the way I should have had treated her. I was just super upset about myself, about how I treated Reagan, other than Riley, Heather, and Esther now. Like, I treat them way better than I did in the past, and I wish Reagan would have had a better life if I treated her better. So I hope to see you next time. Bye.